Day I'm hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 hustling. Every
Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today, we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. Let's get this party started, y'all. Bitcoin. The one and only, your boy Ski. Sup, Ski? What's up, y'all? Bitcoin. It's so funny to me. Everyone was so negative. You would have thought that Bitcoin was at 30K yesterday. We broke out a new all-time high. And now we're sitting at $109,000. And yesterday, you would have swore that Bitcoin was at 30K if you would have paid attention to retail. Which is it? But again, what did I say? We are in an uptrend. Dips are for buying. Dips are for buying, in my opinion. New all-time high is loading. Probably by next week. I think we're going to have another all-time high again. This is clearly in an uptrend, right? Every time we touch this, we find support. And we have found support yet again. And retail is cooked. Nowhere to be seen and down in the dumps as though we're at 30K. I don't get it. I don't understand, y'all. Nice to see you, Ski. What is up, modern day drifter? Nice to see you as well. Yeah, I like where Bitcoin's at. This is clearly starting the marquee, in my opinion. And in all likelihood, again, the next probable step is 118. I really like that we keep backtesting. That's a healthy thing to do. That is a very healthy thing to do, and I love it. I don't want to go in a straight line. I want to staircase our way there, which is very, very good. Hello, what's up? Mama Llama Red Pajama. Check out ZBCN. It's up 38%. I don't mind ZBCN. I've said I don't mind their charts for a while. I think it's pretty solid. Cole says, are we cooked, Ski? Are we cooked? We're just fine. A-okay. Could you do with you going camping next week? All right. You want it? You're going to get it. I'm going camping. How about it? Why do you think I don't know if you guys have been following me, but I got the EcoFlow, which is the battery bank, and the solar panels, and the T-Mobile 5G. Why do you think I got all that stuff? Because I'm going to the farm, going camping again. But this time I'll be streaming the whole time too. That's why I got all that stuff. And the tractor is up. The tractor is ready to go. I was working on that here and there. Spent too much time on that, to be honest. It was a bit off a little bit more than I could chew, but I kept chewing. I kept grinding, and I got it done, and it is driving, and it is good to go. Thank you for the hat and mustache. Yeah, you savage.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
The web says, bought some more. Solnic got around 3 million now. Let's go. Solnic looks really good to me. Mario retweeted our post. Mario No Fall. I talked about this in one of my videos. But this is a clean breakout. This is about as clean as it gets, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't draw them up too much better than this right here. And every time we break another leg higher, there's always a silly willy who decides, you know what, I don't like winning. I want to be a victim, not a victor. Right before we go higher. Every time, someone must sell the bottom. So that's what this is. This is a breakout clean. Making a lot of higher lows on the daily chart, and this was resistance, and we have now broken out of this, and this is a clean breakout, cleanly taking out this high right here, and even this one right here. So the next thing is getting back to about $8 million market cap, and that will start the full-on phase E for Solnic, which is going to take us north of $40-50 million market cap. But, you know, the market is waking up, so in all reality, that's going to mean that my beard is going to be safe. Ultimately, I think there's going to be multiple legs for Solnic. My bear case is 10 cents. My medium case is $5 or $1. And my bull case is $5.89. He says Solnic to 586. So listen, slowly, surely, exponentially, we're just going to keep grinding. I'm picking up my brother this week. That's why I'm going camping, because I'm going to his graduation party. Shout out to Peanut. That's what I call my brother. Peanutski. You guys can call him Peanutski. I'm going to pick him up, and he's going to help me with content. He's going to do a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff with crypto. If you thought one ski was a lot, if you thought one ski was coming at you with content on the daily, consistency, when the wife's boyfriends are screaming, it's going lower, and I keep showing up, and I keep showing out, and I keep showing up, and I keep showing out, just wait until there's two skis working on the same thing. Massey Ferguson tractor mate. No, it's actually a case. It's a David Brown / Case. So back in the 70s and the 80s, David Brown had a partnership with Case. So it's a 48 horsepower. It's called a 380 LL. Pretty rare model, to be honest. It's a comparable same engine as the 885 David Brown. So it's I think it's a 48 horsepower, and then it has 40 PTO horsepower. So I had to replace the clutch on that. But yeah, it's a 380 LL. That is the exact make and model. 89K or 114, which is first? 114 in my opinion. 990. Yeah, basically the same thing. So basically the same tractor. I mean, it's driving good. I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. I got that thing for $1,800, and it's definitely worth $5,000 or $6,000 now that I have fixed it. I'll probably just keep it because the sunk cost fallacy or whatever, where I put so much time and energy into it. Now it's mine forever. But it's a good, reliable tractor. Crow, at least 30 cents. I think that's very plausible. Crow getting to 30 cents. That's the retracement. I think that's very reasonable, very plausible. I would take a little bit of profit at these targets. Solnic to 50 cents is life-changing money, and that's a conservative target. Super happy about my Solnic. You should buy your brother some peanut coin. Maybe I don't know if you guys want to do this or not, but I sent him like a couple $100,000 when Solnic was like nothing, like I think $50,000 market cap. I sent him a couple $100,000, and he's held on to it the whole time. So he's a Solnic holder and a believer too. I think I literally sent him $50 worth, and it's probably maybe $1,000 now. I don't know what it is, a couple thousand, but. Yeah, maybe for a graduation gift, I'll make I'll ask him. And you guys can donate to him if you want. So, I'm only 1 year into investing, period. So I bought Solnic on the Coinbase wallet. Let's go, modern day drifter. Can we call your brother Nutsky? You should buy your brother some peanut coin. Yeah, maybe not. He will pump. You think? Yeah, listen, there's only a couple low market caps that I actually believe in. And especially like, you bet on the jockey, not the horse. He is definitely one of those. Like I would put, Fat Cat, News, Solnic. Those are really the only ones I need, or only ones I really believe in under $20 million market cap. But I think very soon Solnic is not even going to be in that $20 million market cap threshold anymore, to be honest. All right, let's get into it, guys. What do we want to look at? Let's look at Bitcoin's currently sitting at $109,000. The DXY is found a rejection off of what was support. Listen, we talked about this, right? We talked about this in a previous live stream, how The DXY has been on a perpetual downtrend, and it broke 5 years of support. And I theorized, like, hey, we could definitely come back up into this leg right in here. And what was support, what was the floor, becomes the ceiling and becomes resistance. And that is what looks like has happened for the DXY. So this perhaps is, if we break through 99.95%, or I would say that it's going to continue. This is definitely distribution. It's going to continue. So this is going to bode really well for crypto, for Bitcoin, for the altcoins, all of that stuff. So very, very good things for that. Can you look at Chainlink? I like Chainlink a lot. Chainlink, I have a long on Chainlink right now, meaning I believe in it in the short term. Chainlink also is in my kids' portfolio, meaning I believe in it for 10 plus years. So I believe in Chainlink for the next 10 days, high conviction, blue chip, and also for the next 10 years, high conviction, blue chip. This is your markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, back test of the prior range, reaccumulation, move higher, back test again, and we're starting your slowly, surely grinding, higher highs and higher lows. In my opinion, Chainlink minimum gets to $38. That's my bear case. My medium case is $78, and my bull case is $178. What's the next leg for Hee? I think 5 cents, 5 to 10 cents. Let's look at the total 2 and total 3 charts. I got you. I like the setup here a lot. Everyone is very disgruntled and beaten down about the total 2 and total 3. And it's like, here's the deal, guys. It's in an uptrend. Okay? I don't know how much more clear to make it. The total 3 is in an uptrend and has bottomed. It is boring, and grueling until it is not. It's doing the same thing that Bitcoin did after it accumulated, broke the downtrend, chopped a little bit, made another leg higher, chopped a little bit again. The next thing is making another leg higher. This is about to start the mark up, in my opinion, which is minimum going to take us to 1.42 trillion, which is going to be a lot for the total market cap, and for a lot of different cryptos. So basically, the total 2, total 3, they're kind of doing the same. They're basically at the same spot, I would even say, but good signs for that, and clearly in an uptrend. And that's the deal with the entire market, right? Retail, in my opinion, has not come to grips or to terms with the fact that, hey, we were in a downtrend. I get you. I got it. We were in a downtrend until April, and we are no longer in a downtrend. That is just the facts of the matter. Retail has not woken up to the fact like, hey, every dip is a higher low. Every dip is a higher high. Now, it's not going to be like that forever, and there's going to be a point when that shifts, but in my opinion, not anytime soon. And if I see signs of that, I'll let you guys know. I'll put it out there. Oh. What's up, J.O.? DXY falling off a cliff. I agree. What does the market cap for a Solnic have to be to get listed on BitUnex? Probably about $50 million market cap. They'll probably just list us on there. That's when you're going to start seeing a lot of the smaller exchanges just list you for free, right? So that's why I'm not really willing to play their game of like, this is the exchange game and what they want you to do. They want you to pay $30,000, $50,000, $75,000, and they also want you to pay $5,000 a month. That does not go to you, does not go to your project. It goes towards their market makers who are trading against your community. So they want you to pay, call it $50,000. And not just BitUnex, I'm talking every exchange. They want you to pay $50,000, and then they want you to pay $5,000 in a month so that they have a bot that will trade against your people and take money from your people. No, thank you. I'm good on that, bro. I'm good on that because here's the deal. Guess what? After about $50 million market cap, they're going to list you anyways because they want the volume. Period. So I'm good on paying for that, especially when we have things like on-chain that are coming out, that you're going to be able to buy these coins like Solnic on Google, Gmail. If you have a Google account, aka a Gmail, you will be able to buy Solnic with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit card, debit card, anywhere you want. So listen, that monopoly that these exchanges have is being disrupted as we speak. And how I feel about it is the same that I feel like Uber did not ask, like, what's the right way of doing things to the taxis. Netflix did not ask, like, hey, what's the right way of doing things with Blockbuster? You know what I'm saying? Apple did not ask, like, hey, what's the right way of doing things with whatever the big phone company was, BlackBerry or whatever it was. I don't even remember. And listen, things get disrupted, and guess what? You have a new way of doing things until a new disruptor comes through and creates value, and that's just how the cycle goes. And in my opinion, that cycle of you paying $50,000 and then $5,000 a month to trade against your own community, that's dead. That's not going to be a viable option for these exchanges anymore. And I personally can't wait for it. Personally cannot wait for it. Hold firm. Don't play the BS game. We got this, Ski. We do got this. We've had a clean breakout, and I'm excited for it. Higher highs, higher lows. That's what we've been doing for the entire time. The web says, Ski in the building. I agree. You can take 50K and 3x long on VeChain. Literally, like, you're better off. You're gonna make more money by doing that. I would imagine, or not imagine. I would definitely think so. All right. Make sure you guys are spamming the like button, hitting that share. We got a quick little live stream for y'all today, but we're still going to be adding lots of value. Hello. ETH over 3K next week. I think that's really plausible, to be honest. I think we've had the confirmation of a bear trap for Ethereum. By the way, the dumbest narrative that I'm seeing going around, like every season, it's like, you know, you have season one. Like season one, you know, there was crazy spoilers, there was crazy plot twists, and then you have season two, and then season three, and then you have season four. On this season, the biggest, like, boogeyman is institutions have ruined the alt season with their ETFs. That's like this season's version of Bitcoin's going to 12K. That's this season's version of, you know what I'm saying? Like, every season there's a boogeyman that is just wrong. Not factual. Nothing about it is factual. And that is this season's boogeyman. Institutions ETF ruined alt season. Nope. I don't think so. Bitcoin Dominance is working on distribution, and guess what? That falls on its face when you realize the ETFs have Dogecoin ETF. The ETFs have Solana ETF pending approval, ADA pending approval, XRP pending approval. Like, what world are we living in? Flux still looking good? I think so. Flux is looking really good in my opinion. I think Flux has put in the macro spring. I'm looking to add a position on Flux for sure. Accumulated 40K VET and 20K NCT yesterday morning during the panic part of the dip. Let's go, Cole, you savage. If anything, institutional money should bring better returns in. Yes. At first, and then it will be, in my opinion, Jo, it's going to be less pullbacks as far as like the percentage, right? I don't think that there's ever going to be a time when Bitcoin pulls back 80%. I think that's dead. Why? Because institutions are now in this game. Those are the golden days, and those days are over. This was the end of it right here. How much did we get? What did we really get here? You know what I'm saying? From the tippity-dippity top to the tippity-dippity wick, we got 32%. Guess what? That's what it looks like when institutions are in the game. Y'all better adjust or get left behind. Pepe will fly with ETH? I think so. Anything on the ETH ecosystem is going to feel the heat of the sun, for sure. Solana, my target for Solana is 420 is my bear case, 510 is my medium case, and 600 is my bull case. What do you think of DNX? I like DNX. I am adding a position on DNX. I think DNX has bottomed. What's the next leg for Sonic? Minimum north of $40-50 million market cap. My bull targets for the bull run targets for Sonic are 10 cents. Bear case, $1 is my medium case. $5.89 is my bull case. If Sonic does not reach 7.5 cents by the end of the bull market, I will shave my beard. That's how confident I am in my predictions. Sonic, by far, is my number one 100x play, period. Medium case for ETH, 7,200. What are some RWA tokens to look at on ETH? Quant, Link, VeChain, Flux. What are your thoughts on Neo? What are your thoughts on MAGA Bridge Trump meme coin? No, thank you. I have no interest in copycats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have any interest in Trump's coin, period. But I definitely don't have interest in copycats. Brandon every day wakes up, comes on the Ya Boy Ski live stream, and he just tries to just, he's the water that's trying to just chip away at the boulder every day, just flowing and chipping away at the boulder. And he wants me to come around on Sui. He wants me to come around on Sui. Come on, bro. I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to. I don't mind Sui. I think it will recover eventually. I don't think it's a great investment. I've been saying that forever. Brandon. Any thoughts on Fartcoin? I don't mind the chart on Fartcoin. I actually think that it looks like it's in the sign of strength. What about Solana? I already went over Solana. 420 is my low case. 510 is my medium. 600 is my bull case. What do you think about taking a loan against Bitcoin? The thought of selling any makes me want to cry. Okay, modern day drifter. This is what the rich do. Okay, and I think you should start small, right, when doing this, and get your feet wet. And the idea, how you can be successful in doing this, in my opinion, is you have your Bitcoin, and this is probably what I'm going to do when I'm taking profit, right? That's probably what I'm going to do. Maybe not actually taking profit, but the idea is, instead of selling your Bitcoin, which is a taxable event, you borrow from your Bitcoin. If you're going to borrow from your Bitcoin, the move, in my opinion, is via business investment, right? That's where I think it works. If you're borrowing from your assets to get more assets that are cash flowing, I think that is a extremely winning formula. Not only do I think it's an extremely winning formula, that is in fact what the rich do. Okay. How did Elon Musk buy Twitter? He bought it by borrowing from his Tesla assets, shares. He did not sell, and that's how he bought Twitter. Where I think it's a mistake, though, is if you are borrowing from your Bitcoin to go and buy a boat or to buy a nice new car. That's, to me, where it becomes a mistake. It's your life, whatever. But in my opinion, definitely the way to do it definitely the way to do it is borrowing from your assets to expand your business of cash flowing assets. Do you think XYO and Polkadot still good values? Yes, I do. Says, bro, I didn't say anything about Sui, but listen, I know you well enough. I knew where you were going. I knew how you were trying to maneuver me and bob and weave, and I saw right through it. Says, damn, the drawbacks have me thinking the bear market low for Bitcoin may be close to 100K. Could be. It depends on how high we go. So we might get a 50% drop in Bitcoin in the bull run. If we're lucky, like honestly, if we're lucky, blessed and highly favored. I think I am lucky. I think I am blessed, and I think I am highly favored. We'll see. Says, nope, for real, I'm curious, teams versus no teams. Generally, I mean there's difference, right? Bitcoin doesn't have a team. Bitcoin's the best. It's the highest, it's the biggest, it is the sun. But, you know, generally, like altcoins, you want a strong team for sure. For sure. Spam that like button, guys. Hit that share and drop a follow if you're new here. I go live every single day. Sonic is a team. Pepe is not a team. If you're asking me if I think that Sonic is better than Pepe, I do. What about borrowing for a hot tub to fix my back? All the money in the world doesn't make me feel better in my back. Doesn't stop hurting me. Well, I hate to see that for you, modern day drifter, but here's the move, okay? Here's what you do for real, okay? Like, if I were to draw this out for you, like, how do you efficiently get a liability that you could probably say is an asset for your health, right? Which your biggest asset is your health. If you don't have your health, you don't have any wealth, period, right? So how can you actually drum this up? Let's just say, I don't know what the cost of a hot tub is. Give me a number. Let's call it 10K, right? Let's say you can get a nice hot tub. I literally don't know. I've never looked at this in my life, right? Let's say it's 10K, right? Let's say that is the number. And maybe they let you finance it, right? Maybe your 10K is $200 a month, let's call it. That's your hot tub bill, $200 a month, which is going to be exponential awesome things for your back, right? So the move would be to borrow from your Bitcoin, not to go get a hot tub. It would be to go get some sort of asset that cash flows north of $200 a month, right? So you get the cash flowing asset, and then with that cash flowing asset that you're now generating $200+ a month with, then you go get a hot tub. That's how you play the game. You let your assets pay for your liabilities. Do you think we correct a little more? No, I do not. We have already found support off of this trend line. I've said this. I said this yesterday when we was at $106,000 and everyone was freaking out, acting like we were at 30K. Dips are for buying. We are in an uptrend. ICP retrace, $38. Win Euphoria. What is the best exit strategy and not get caught holding the bag? Okay, here's a general rule of thumb. Every 1x you do, take 10%. Just do that until your initial is recouped, and then swing for the fences. I would borrow from my Bitcoin and buy Solnic 88 VeChain. Easy 50K. Not a bad strategy. Not a bad strategy. Oh, man. Not a bad strategy. What is up with TikTok? We got this is where it shows you we're at. Do you bet on sports? Not really. I might for fun. But I'm not really into that like that. I might for fun. If someone's like talking crap, you know, bet money. Bet money then. Bet money. Bet money. Listen. I'll do that type of stuff. But as far as like me having like a sports bet account where I'm trying to retire off of, no, absolutely not. That's not what I do. I'm not against it. It's fun. Good time to open a long on ETH. I'm in ETH long. I don't think it's bad. Is there a current place to borrow against crypto? Yes. Coinbase. You can borrow against your Bitcoin on Coinbase. Where can you stake your Solnic? I don't have the website handy. It's staking Solnic. I'll put it in my link tree. After this live stream, I'll put it in my link tree. But you can definitely find it in the Telegram. But I'll put it in my link tree after this live stream. What's your thoughts on XYO? I like XYO. Cliffy, I think minimum XYO gets to $10. Imagine. 10 cents, excuse me. As high as Parabolic is 20 cents. Jo says I won $350 live betting on the Knicks game last night. I didn't even watch that. Listen, I've been like, ever since the Cavs got bounced by the Pacers, I have not been watching basketball, which is good because I've been getting more stuff done. Sports to me is like, you know, it's my guilty pleasure, okay? I will watch sports no matter how much time or money I have. I like sports. Thoughts on R-Drum? I think R-Drum's bottomed, but too much inflation for me, and I've been saying that for a while. To me, it's, you know, I'm not interested in investing in R-Drum. I think it could reasonably 2 to 3x. What are your favorite leverage trading coins? My favorite leverage trading coins are the ones I consistently do well with, which are ADA, VeChain. I am always eating off of ADA and VeChain. Like, VeChain and me are like this. I consistently eat off of VeChain trades. I do really well with Ethereum. I do really well with XYO. I do good with a lot of my value coins I trade as well. I'm trying to think. VeChain and ADA I consistently eat off of. XYO I do well off of a lot. I like trading Ethereum. What else? I trade XRP. XRP to me is hit or miss. I've had some of my biggest wins with XRP. I've also had some of my biggest losses with XRP. So yeah. But I would say, you know, the thing to do is, you know, find your, you know, 3 or 5 coins that you consistently do well with and just stick in that flavor. You know, that's a good way to start things out and be consistent, and stacking consistent wins is more important than getting these crazy life-changing moves. You know what I'm saying? Pacers looking good, but F them. All right. What do we got here? Can we talk about ZBEC? Don't know how much. Don't much about it. Hearing a lot about it. I've said that I thought that ZBEC has bottomed. I don't mind the chart on ZBEC. I don't know that much about it fundamentally, but I don't mind the chart. I imagine it's doing really well since everyone keeps asking me about it. Right? Is the correction over? Yes. Listen, yesterday I came out here and said that I was buying. I said that we are in an uptrend, not a downtrend. What does that mean? That means dips are for buying. You hear me? Dips are for buying. Do not get caught up in the noise. Yesterday when I went live, you would have swore ZBAC is in price discovery. That's what's happening. That's why everyone's talking about it. To me, like, I'm looking to exit this. This is already hitting my first target of half of a penny. So yeah, I wouldn't be adding to this. My bull target is 1 penny. So it's already at my first target. I have all my bags packed heavily on my top conviction plays with excellent tokenomics. I was thinking about paying off the Bitcoin loan after alt season. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, listen, to go back to CE, I said that I thought that ZBAC has bottomed. I never want to buy a chart that's vertical like that. This is in price discovery for sure. I don't think it's a bad project. What do you think Sonic's going to do by the end of the year? 7.5 cents. Minimum. Sonic is my number one 100x play, period. Period. I feel like something. This is crazy. All right. Your boy Ski, are you going to sell your Bitcoin at 120K? Maybe a little bit. Not like a crazy amount. Sonic Fat Cat, he, let's go. Those are all, yes, there's only a few under, $20 million market cap that I believe in. And to me, you bet on the jockey, not the horse. And I believe in Alvarez, I believe in Alex, and I believe in myself. So you bet on the jockey under a certain market cap. Those have been through the worst times because, listen, and I'm telling you right now, when Bitcoin makes another all-time high and Ethereum starts to wake up, what you're going to see people front running, and there's going to be lots of new coins. I'm telling you now, I have no interest, zero, in new coins, none. And you're going to see people that you never heard of talking about crypto. You're going to see it. No disrespect. I don't have any hate in my heart for anybody. But they were drop shippers, and now they're crypto people. They were stock traders, and now they're crypto people. They were real estate, and now they're crypto people. Be wary of these individuals. Six low is my wallet. How much do you have in Solink? Six low is my wallet. I've given away 50 million coins at this point. Which I don't know what that is at the all-time high. It's a lot. 500,000 maybe. US dollars. But yeah, the point is, like, the point of what I'm saying is I am against front runners because it's easy to be awesome when everything's awesome. But, like, what are you really actually when times suck? When it's time to, like, really dig in your heels and really start to grind. What are you actually? Do you go away? Do you get shiny object syndrome? Where you just start a new thing. Maybe it's a new coin. Maybe it's you're drop shipping again. Or AI mining. Or whatever. Be wary of those individuals. Because listen, in this game, there will be hard times. And if that's what they do, they're showing you what they're going to do the second it gets hard. It's not a question of if it's going to happen. The question is when it's going to happen and how do you respond? So I want to see my jockey that has went through hard times and continued to grind. That is a bear case minimum for me. If they do not do that, if they have not shown a track record of doing that, I have zero interest in donating money, because that's what you're doing. If they don't show a track record of really grinding through the worst times, that's what's going to happen. When it gets tough, they're going to bail, and you're donating to them. If you're okay doing that, that's fine. That's not my investment strategy, though. So yes, I have respect and belief in Alvarez. I have respect and belief in Alex. I have respect and belief in myself. I remember when nearly everyone was bearish and you said 73K was the bottom and we're going to 118K. Respect. I appreciate it. Technically, it was 74.4, but who's counting? Ski is my jockey and my huckleberry. Do you think we ever see these prices again for Bitcoin? I imagine, like, it depends on how hot we go, right? If Bitcoin just rips to 200K, yes, absolutely. And it's going to be every yen there's a yang. But if we keep staircasing like this, I think it's a reasonable expectation to think like, hey, 100K. That saved your beard. Exactly. Because the bet was 118 before 70K, or I will shave my beard. Says you're one of my top jockeys, Ski, both on track and the microphone. Jam. Did you say something about Jam? All I saw was a asterisk and Jam. That's it. That's all I saw. Listen, I can't wait to pick up my brother, man. I cannot wait. He's at it again, saying that Ethereum was topped. I strongly disagree. Listen, this is what a top looks like. Let me show you what a top looks like. Here you go. This is what a top looks like. Distribution. Ethereum is doing this. There's no signs of a top because it's just higher highs and higher lows. You have a topping period. You go from a period of higher highs and higher lows, and then you go into distribution, which is a long, boring period. That's not what Ethereum's doing. In order for a top to come in, also, you need to have some level of euphoria. Again, we do not have anywhere near that in this market. Just for fun, let's go to Google Trends and just type in ETH. And let's see what that's looking like. I didn't do this. I'm doing this live. I did not do this beforehand, but I am willing to bet a large sum of money. Let's do Ethereum. That this is as low as it's been in multiple months. Look at that. Listen, that's not what a top looks like. This is as low as it was when FTX went to zero. That is not what a top looks like. That's not what a top feels like. Let me say it again. This is as low as it was in the bear market low. This is what a top looks like. May of 2021. Let's see. What was the price of Ethereum May of 2021? Oh, I can't remember. Was that somewhere near the top perhaps? Does someone jog my memory? When was May of 2021? What was Ethereum doing back then? Was it maybe it was bottoming out? Oh, that's right, the top of the market. The first time it ever got to $4,000. Like, I wish this game wasn't this simple. It's literally that simple. That's not what a top looks like. Period. Nutskeek. Listen. And again, I talked about this yesterday. There's 2 times. I have 4 fingers. There's 2 times. You start hearing about black swans. Right? Is anyone hearing about black swans? You hear about black swans 2 times. Time number 1 that you hear about a black swan is when a bear is wrecked. When a bear is wrecked and we have a clean trend reversal, you start hearing about black swans. That's time number 1. Time number 2 is after, past tense, a bottom is in. Times you never hear about a black swan is before a black swan actually happens. You don't hear about a black swan before C19. You don't hear about a black swan before Black Monday. You don't hear about a black swan before the 2008 financial crisis. You don't hear about a black swan before the tariffs. You don't hear about a black swan before, right? These are not times you hear about a black swan. You only hear from them from bears who are so wrecked. Their trades are wrecked, and there is no plausible way from a technical perspective. There is no plausible way from a fundamental perspective. And what they are doing is they're praying, please give me a black swan to turn my trade around because I had a misread. And instead of admitting that I was wrong, I'm going to pray for something that no one could predict. That's when you hear about a black swan. Period. Got insights on ZBAC. ZBAC has broken out. I would not be buying ZBAC. I don't dislike it. I think it had a really good chart, and that was the setup to break out. How's XRP looking? XRP is looking just fine. Back test of the prior range on the trend again. Add ETH? All right, let's add ETH. Again, bear market lows, bro. This is not what a top looks like. That is not what a top looks like. Bear market lows. It's topped. No, it has not. I can confidently say that Ethereum is going to 3,300 minimum in a very short amount of time. That's that. All right, kindly grass. Are you asking me about grass? All right, let's look at it. I don't mind this, bro. This looks like accumulation to me. Retracement is $2.80. Parabolic is $8.80. You know, that's a 3x. Solid. If 3x is your expectation, then you are good. If 30x is your expectations, I think it might be a bit to be desired. Moonwell. this is accumulation. This is your sign of strength. I don't mind this at all. Looks really good to me. I don't know what the inflation is on this. Retracement is 6 cents. Parabolic, 27 cents. Take profits at the retracements. Swing for the parabolic. Yeah, listen. I'm not trying to be funny here. Like, I'm really trying to understand. Under what reason, what base point, what is the reasoning that someone would think that Ethereum has topped? What's the reasoning? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm literally trying to understand. Because there's nothing. Not from Wyckoff, not from Elliott Wave, not from Fibonacci's, not from Google Trends. Literally nothing. All right, let's look up near. I don't mind near. So this was accumulation. I'm looking at the market cap right now, which there's a little bit of a discrepancy, not a crazy amount. This was accumulation. Then you had your sign of strength, back test of the prior range. You went to a full-on retracement. Okay, this is why I always advocate for taking profit at retracements, at least a little bit, de-risking a little bit. Then you had distribution at the retracement, markdown, reaccumulation. To me, this is already bottomed. Selling climax, secondary test, spring right in here. This is already bottomed. And I'm going to pull a micro fib for you, and then we'll go off of the macro as well. But minimum, you should be getting back to the $7.5 billion range, which is about a 1x from here, minimum. And then the micro parabolic would be a 7x from here, which is really good. Macro is a 11x from here. So I think that that's reasonable. A 1x and then parabolic on would be a 5x. 1 to 5x I think is very reasonable. Right? And then your macro is more like 7 to 11. So I would be conservative. This is how I would play it, Tony. I would be conservative. 1 to 5x, de-risk, get your money back, and then swing for the bigger ones. That's how I would play it. That's how I would play this game. Ignorance is the answer to most questions. What's your thoughts on Jupiter? I think Jupiter's a solid product. Walrus, thanks for the follows, guys. Drop that follow, subscribe. I go live every single day. 6 days a week. I upload videos, 3 to 6 videos per day, shorts. I also upload 10 to 20 minute videos, and I have called every bottom on the day throughout the entire bear market. I have been wrong about one bottom. So I've called the bottom 9 different times. One time I was wrong. 8 times I was correct on the day. That's my track record. And I will put my track record against anybody. Period. All right, let's Walrus. Quant prediction. I like Quant. I think Quant's a solid project. I'm in a long on Quant right now. And that one is crushing. 300 minimum. And then 7 to 1300 is my parabolic. Low, medium, high. There you go. 300, 700, 1300. Let's go to Walrus. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. TikTok is saying I'm a robot. I'm not a robot. I'm just kidding. Inactivity is what they said. Come on now. All right. Let's do Walrus. Quick on DOT. I really like DOT here. It has the same setup as Link, same as VeChain, same as ADA. I am in a long on DOT. I'm bullish on DOT. And that structurally is the chart that I'm looking for, period. I don't care what it is. That's the chart that I'm looking for that I think is going to perform very well. I don't know if that makes sense. Walrus, not really enough. Let me see if I can find another one. Not enough to give you a clear... There's not enough data. Yeah, there's not enough data for this, bro. Sorry. To give you projections in TA. All right. Please, Solana name service. I still have a chance at 50 cents. What's the ticker for that? Make sure you guys spam the like button, hit the share so other people can spam the like button and hit the share. What is the ticker for that one? Micro for DOT. All right, let's do like an in-depth TA on DOT. I'm going to go to market cap. Again, market cap is the true price. Whenever you have the option of analyzing something by a market cap, that's what you should be doing. Okay? But this right here, see this right here? I'm going to do macro and then we can talk about micro. Because I am a macro analyst. That is my area of expertise. That's why I'm so slow moving. I'm methodical. I am stoic. I'm slow moving. And that's why I'm not so easily swayed by the everyday's pullbacks and pumps and all this stuff. I don't move like that. Okay? I'm very slow and methodical. I'm patient. So let's start with macro. This is the chart that I'm looking for. I think that ADA has this chart. In fact, let's show it. Let's bring it up. All right, so on the top is DOT. In the middle, top middle, we're going to do, what should we do? ADA is a good example. Let's put it on the daily. Bada bing, bada boom. On the bottom, we will do, what should we do here? Link or VeChain would be a good one. We'll just do whichever one I see first, Link or VeChain. There's a lot of coins that have this setup, though, is the point. And the point of what I'm teaching right now is not the, so we're going to put VeChain right here. And then on the bottom is going to be the example of how this structure plays out past. All the top three are present. The bottom one is going to be past, as in it's already played out. And it's going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin tells us how this structure plays out. Okay? And this is what I'm looking for. Okay? All right, so we're going to see how I can put this for you guys. Okay, so on the top is DOT from 2021 through present day. On the middle is ADA from 2021 through present day. On the third row is VeChain from 2021 through present day. And on the bottom is Bitcoin. This, however, is from 2013 through 2017. And I want to show you, we're going to circle the same points that we're talking about. These are the points of interest, right? Oh my God. My great heavens. Right here. My God, can I draw a circle? Actually, you know what? We're not going to. Apparently, I cannot. We're just going to put a circle. Boom. Right here. We're going to copy that. We're going to paste it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. All right. So these points right here are the points of interest. Did I? Oh my God. Great heavens. Oh. All right. So right there. And then we're going to go to this chart. And we're going to put these points right here. Okay. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And then we're going to look at the third chart. Do it again. Cha-cha again. Just so you can see where we're at. These are all the same. These are all the same structures. Okay? All right. So now we can see they're all the same. On the top, DOT, ADA, VeChain, Bitcoin. All of these are present except for Bitcoin is past. And what you have is you have your distribution markdown, bear market, markdown, bear market, markdown, markdown, accumulation, 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 accumulation. That is your bottoming structure. Wyckoff accumulation, that is a bottom. Okay? Then you get your sign of strength. Okay? Sign of strength. Boom, right there. This is your sign of strength. This is your sign of strength right here. This is your sign of strength. This red little dot. What is the sign of strength? The sign of strength marks firmly that the bottom is in. The bottom is in. We have shifted from a bear market and we are now going into an uptrend. That is what the sign of strength signifies. Does it mean that there won't be pullbacks? No, it does not. Look what they all did. They all had a back test. Back test of the prior range, back test of the prior range, back test of the prior range, back test, reaccumulation. Then you move higher than the sign of strength. Move higher than the sign of strength, move higher than the sign of strength, move higher than the sign of strength. Back test again, back test again, back test again, back test again. Reaccumulate and start to chop higher. Reaccumulate, start to chop higher. Reaccumulate, start to chop higher. All of them have done that. Okay, so what is the end of the story for this structure and why am I looking for it anywhere that I can find it with low to no inflation? This is what we call the markup. This is phase E. This is still going. This is still going. This is still going. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's macro where DOT is, in my opinion. Micro, it's on an uptrend. It has reversed from a downtrend to an uptrend. Why do you skip 2021 on Bitcoin? I don't skip 2021 on Bitcoin at all. I'm just showing this structure right here. And this, what I'm teaching is not about Bitcoin, Tony, or DOT. What I'm teaching is this structure. And that is a strong example of how this structure plays out. 2021 Bitcoin, I have talked about a lot, actually. And here it is. And it's right here. What is this? It's this idea of like people talking out of both sides of their mouth. They say the 4-year cycle is over and see you in 4 years. And what I argue is if the 4-year cycle is over, I'm not convinced, but if it is over, this is what it means. Okay, this is what it means. Right here. This is the 2021 cycle. Distribution, distribution. Markdown, markdown. Accumulation bottom, accumulation bottom. And then a reverse of structure, a change of structure. That's what Bitcoin has done. So to me, this is very similar to 2021. So I'm not skipping 2021. I'm just showing different structures and how they play out. All right. At your boy Ski, what's up, fam? What's happening with altcoins? Why aren't they pumping? Ra. Ha, what a name for my question, Ra. Do you feel the heat from the sun before or after the sun rises? Let me know. Do you feel the heat of the sun when it is 2 a.m. in the morning? No, you do not. Stipulations for altcoins are two things simultaneously at the same time. What are they? Sugar and spice and everything nice. What is the sugar? Sugar is Bitcoin making an all-time high. Check. 30 hours ago. Check. That happened. Okay. Stipulation number 2, sugar and spice. What is spice? Spice is Bitcoin dominance must be working on distribution and falling off a cliff. In my opinion, that is there. Buying climax, up thrust goes higher than the buying climax. UTAD goes higher than the up thrust. That is textbook distribution. Confirmation is a rejection off of the 618, which it looks like that's what's happening. And making a new low to 62% would be confirmation of that. So that would be your sugar and your spice. And what is everything nice? Everything nice is alt season. Okay. Alt season. Make sure you guys drop a follow, subscribe. I go live every day, 6 days a week. I'm uploading. All right, let me show you. Jay says, so the question is, how long does it usually take after all-time highs to the moon? Not very long. Retail is skittish. Great. This is wonderful news. I am skittish of retail. All right, so let's just look at the last one. Here's where Bitcoin dominance peaked. Let's actually bring up 3 here. So on the top is Bitcoin dominance. And then we will do one of these charts. Here we go. In the middle is Bitcoin. And I already have it circled. Okay. This is the same time frame right here. Let me line it up pretty good here. We don't need it. Let's do it right here. Let's line this up. So we have the 2 circles right here. These are the same dates because I've already done this. That's okay. These are the same dates. So this is when Bitcoin dominance topped. By the way, here's where Bitcoin was when Bitcoin dominance topped in 2021 or 2020. Barely making an all-time high. I don't know what just happened. Someone remind me. Oh yeah, Bitcoin just barely made a new all-time high. Okay, great. What is my theory? That Bitcoin dominance has topped. Bitcoin just made an all-time high. Where was Bitcoin at in relation to the whole cycle? Barely making an all-time high. All right, let's look at the total 3 during the same time, or the total 2 even. Let's just do the total 3. It's fine. It's fine. Because I want to put the same day here so that we can visualize. We can visualize it together. Boom. Right here. Ha! Let me copy this. All right, everyone see where everything is? Okay? On the top is Bitcoin dominance. This is the last time Bitcoin dominance peaked out. My theory is Bitcoin dominance has topped out. Where was Bitcoin during that same time? I have outlined this nice little ball for you so you can see it. You guys, everyone see it? Barely making an all-time high. Where is Bitcoin today? Barely making an all-time high. But Ski, no one cares about Bitcoin. The altcoins are at their bear market lows. Where was the total 3 during that same time? You tell me. Okay. Here's the end of the story. Bitcoin goes up another 1x. The total 3 does another 7x from this moment. Let's zoom out on this story. Again, these are all the same times. What happens? Bitcoin dominance falls off a cliff. Come on now. And guess what? Retail does not believe. They don't believe. How similar we are. How similar we are. People in my comments today, I made a video about Bitcoin. No one cares about Bitcoin, Ski. I don't care when the sun comes out. I want to know, when is it daytime? When will I feel the heat from the sun? Don't worry about the sun. Don't tell me about the sun, Ski. When is the heat from the sun coming? Well, we got to see when the sun's going to rise. What just happened? The sun rose. Where was Bitcoin dominance in relation to Bitcoin, in relation to the total 3 The last time it peaked. I'm showing you. Bear market lows, right? Let's look at Google Trends. I'm curious. Have we topped? Ooh, I don't know. That looks pretty daggone low. We definitely had a peak over here. When was this? November? December? Where are we? Bear market lows. Come on now. Come on now. Dominance falls, but Max says dominance falls, but price moves up. Hella confused. Max, that's a great question. I understand it's confusing. I'm telling you right now, that is required for a true proper alt season, which we have not gotten yet. For a true proper alt season, you need two things to be true at the same time. Truth number one, Bitcoin is making an all-time high. Truth number two, Bitcoin dominance must be falling. These things need to be happening simultaneously to have a proper alt season. That has not happened yet. But the setup is there. Here is the last time it happened. Bitcoin, right here, makes an all-time high. December of 20. Bitcoin dominance peaks. It starts to fall. Bitcoin is rising as dominance is falling. Dominance is falling. I have these all lined up. The circle is the same date. These are all the same dates. Circle, circle, circle. These are all the same dates. Dominance is falling. Bitcoin is rising. You can see the lines skidding. That not only is it confusing, it is required. It is required. Okay? Thanks for the question, though. Damn you, Ski. True legend. Short squeeze on Bitcoin. In the institutions, you would call this like breath, right? Like, this is what you see. You see rotation. It's still, there's money still flowing into it. So lots of the market is due for a massive leg up. That's my analysis. That is my theory. That's how I'm playing my money. Minnie, thank you for the wonderful information. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. How much do you think euphoria will last roughly? I don't think we're near it. Literally anywhere close to it. When I look at Bitcoin on the or Ethereum on the Google Trends, it's literally at bear market lows. Bitcoin is literally at an all-time high. I don't think we're anywhere close to that. I have made a video that I have not uploaded yet, but this is a good account for you guys to follow if you guys want to know, like, how close are we to euphoria? Okay, I have no affiliation with this account, but this is a good account in my opinion. Okay, Coinbase app rank bot on X, and they give you real-time updates on the ranking of Coinbase. Okay, for context, in December this was top 10. Coinbase was top 10. In 2021, Coinbase was number one, the number one app at the top. That's what euphoria looks like, because regular people are FOMOing into crypto. Okay? That means regular people are taking out their handy dandy notebook, and they are, by the way, look at this. Come on now. This is like, we got Vegeta here. They're taking out their handy dandy notebook, and they're downloading Coinbase to buy crypto. That's when it's time to leave crypto. I wish that were not true. That's the facts. So this is a good account to follow on X to give you a like baseline of, hey, where are we at? This account lets you know. Where's Coinbase at? What if regular people don't come back? They will. You know how I know? Because there will be new all-time highs. Nothing creates new crypto holders like all-time highs. Again, I wish that were not true. That is the truth. I wish it weren't so. Nothing creates new holders quite like all-time highs. Nothing creates new holders quite like all-time highs. Solnic is about to break out. It has already broken the downtrend, is now in an uptrend. Solnic has been at 3,000 holders, just shy of 3,000 holders for months. We have started an uptrend. We are slowly picking up new holders. Guess what's going to happen? Solnic is going to break out. It's going to go to an all-time high. It's going to go to 20, 30, $40 million market cap, $50 million market cap, and guess what? The holders are going to skyrocket. I'm telling you not to do that. I'm telling you to accumulate before that happens, but guess what's going to happen? I bet we double in holders, triple in holders. And then they will all have to learn the same lessons that everyone else learned. And the cycle continues. And that's how it's going to go. And people are going to be mad when we come from $100 million back to $25 million market cap. They're going to be mad. And we're going to reaccumulate and we're going to do it again. And then the next people are going to be mad when we come back from $1 billion market cap back to $100 million market cap or $200 million market cap. It's going to happen. It's going to keep happening. Again and 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 again. That's the cycle. And you either learn the cycle and you start investing against the cycle, or you keep being a part of the cycle. But that is the cycle. I didn't make this cycle. That's the cycle, though. All right. That's going to be it for this time. I got to get ready to go to my brother's graduation, which is tomorrow. Shout out to my brother. I will not be live tomorrow, but I will be live again on Monday while camping. Why did Solnic sell off after morning pump? All right, last thing I'll answer. The reason is literally every leg for Solnic. I promise you not. I kid you not. No joke. Every leg for Solnic, before it has broken out, there has been some silly willy who decides, you know what? I don't like winning. And I want to sell. I'm going to show you. I want to sell here. I want to sell here. A large amount. I want to sell here. A large amount. And that marks every time before we go on another leg. If anyone's been holding Solnic long enough, they know that I'm telling the truth. And we found our silly willy. That's what that is. We found our silly willy. And I'm grateful that they want to be a silly willy now. Before we're at $50 million market cap. Before we're at 100. Before we're at 200. I'm grateful. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. Those are scammers. It's not me. I love you, but I'm not going to message you. I have nothing to sell you, bro. What you doing, sweetie? All right, that's going to be it. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.
Damn hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, hustling.